ban panim ya ka riti bat ka culture ka Meghalaya Society for Culture and Folklore ha ka jingtreilang bat ka Department of Culture and Creative Studies NEHU ya ka balakarshan da ka Meghalayan Age Limited ha ka arpo artrik nailar ka Rakhe kerpang ya ka World Folklore Day bat ha ka juga por ka plipaj baru ya ka Meghalaya Society for Culture and Folklore ya ka penlong ha multi-use conventional hall ha ka school ba NEHU ha ka ni ka program lawan ban plipaj ba do Professor B Mishra obade head jong ka Department of Economics NEHU ha ka jingya don lang ka Dr. MPR Lengdo ka historian bat ka bala longru ka principal barem jong ka Shillong College u Professor B Panda Director jong ka ICSSR NERC bat u Dr. William Westerman na New Jersey City University USA ha ka jingya saki lang ki samla pule na NEHU MLCU USTM Synod College St. Anthony's College bat ki wei ki jaka pule haba kren ha ka ne kasngi u Professor Mishra ula kadeo baga jingdon kam ban sumar ban penne pensa ya ki indigenous knowledge system da ka ba penpau ba ka folklore ka dei ka mensem ka ba im jong ka jinglong kerpang jong ka jella Meghalaya bat ka Dr. Longdo ha ka jingkren jong ka kala penpau ba ka jing ai mensim sa ka MeSCaF ban kenturu ya ki jingdon kam ban tho bat kentiu bat banwat jingtip benia ya ka folklore ha kini kisngi ba menta u Professor Desmond L. Kharmau plang u balong u advisor jong ka MeSCaF u la ongru ba ka folklore ka longkum ka nongmuna ban sumare ka riti baru ka ransan ban penim ya ka dustur ha ka ne kasngi la penithu ru ya ki nongkit kam jong ka MeSCaF ki bala lam lenti ya ka seng ban penlong ka ransan ban sumar pule badia kran syapang ka culture ki ba kenthub yo samla penjanai malai u president Uvini Ward SC Marak Vice President Dr. Aishwin W. Japang Vice President Usamla Banri Kupar Paswer U General Secretary ka Jakmachi M. Marak Assistant Secretary ka Samla Manda Hakani Shila Assistant Secretary Samla Andrew G. Marwin Finance Secretary
Professor B. Mishra, our chief guest, Dr. MPR Lingdor, who is also lovingly known as Kong Mum to those who know her since we belong to the same neighborhood of Lomsora, Layankra. Professor Panda, the Honorary Director of the ICSSR, NERC, Shillong, Denzel Chen, member of the District Council, the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council, War, Dr. William Westerman, my very good friend from the University of the City of New Jersey in the US, Dr. Lapan Shah, the head of the Department of Cultural and Creative Studies, research scholars, faculty members of the different departments, students, friends, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a proud moment to be standing here to speak on behalf of the Meghalaya Society for Culture and Folklore, MeSCaF. It was on this day, 22nd of August in 1846, that the word folklore was coined. It was invented and it was introduced by a British antiquarian whose name was William John Thoms. William John Thoms was employed as the deputy librarian in the House of Lords. But he had this passion for collecting old materials, old stuff. He collected, he had a voracious appetite for collection and documentation, and he collected agricultural implements that were no longer in use at that point of time. He collected ballads, he collected proverbs, And very interestingly, he collected superstitions. He thought that the collection of this material, of this endangered material, was a very important task for scholars at that point of time, because those of you who are familiar with your history, you will know that it was the Victorian age. It was also an age that saw very dramatic transformations, not only in the lifestyles of people who were living in England at that point of time, but there was also a transformation in all aspects and dimensions of life. The introduction of the word folklore occurred in a letter that he wrote to the editor of a very well-known journal at that point of time, still is. The journal's name is The Athenaeum. And in this letter, William John Thoms made a very strong plea to scholars of that point, his contemporaries, that there is this dire need, there is this very urgent need to start collecting vanishing traditions, traditions that were getting obliterated, traditions that were, threatened, traditions that were vanishing and dying. Because he felt that this corpus of material actually represented wisdom that he called lore, which means unwritten knowledge, unwritten information, which constitutes also unwritten wisdom. So it is very auspicious that we observe 22nd of August as World Folklore Day, and we have been doing this for the last 3-4 years now. And I do know for a fact that there are also other institutions that are celebrating World Folklore Day today. MeSCaF has come about due to the initiatives taken by the amazingly talented group of research scholars that we have in our departments. They got together over several meetings and once invited me to be part of the meeting, and where we had very lengthy deliberations on how to bring people together, people who are committed, people who are disciplined, and people who are enthusiastic, about their own cultural lives, about their own cultural experiences. This is how MeSCaF has come about. We are almost a registered society, and some of you may wonder why is it that folklore, receives that special impetus, it receives that special emphasis. While we would like to focus our academic attention on, various cultural experiences, we would like to make a more specific study which would include documentation of the folklore traditions of this state. The word Meghalaya within MeSCaF does not necessarily mean that that only citizens or inhabitants of Meghalaya are welcome to join the society. We have members in the society who come from different places also. So therefore, there is a counter just outside the door. For those of you who would like to enroll as members, you will be assisted by the volunteers that we have there. It's also important to mention that Dr. William Westerman here is also part of the celebration. He is a Fulbright Fellow who is attached to our department, the Department of Cultural and Creative Studies. And he has been providing very very useful interactive sessions with our PhD scholars, our master's scholars, and so on. And his stay here has actually been very packed with activities of all kinds. I should also like to mention that he is also a member of a committee of the American Folklore Society, which looks after social and political justice. I mean, the American Folklore Society is one of the oldest folklore societies in the world, and it has several scores of committees functioning within the society, and Bill is part of the political and social justice committee of the society. MeSCaF would also anticipate that at one point of time we would also be having these several committees within the society, and one that also deals with political and social justice. So this is only to give you a clue about the reach and the influence that folklore has in all aspects of life. So folklore does not only mean witchcraft. Folklore does not only mean black magic. Folklore does not only mean mythological narratives and so on. Folklore also has to do with political and economic justice. We were sitting in the lounge just now, and Professor Panda had actually mentioned that the reach of culture, or rather the wealth and the influence of what is called cultural capital, can also manifest itself in so many diverse dimensions, and he brought in the economic aspect. So with this very brief introduction, MeSCaF, I welcome you once again. I join Xanthia in welcoming you all, and we have scheduled quite a bunch or a basket full of activities, which will, and many of you may be exposed to some of them for the first time. We have indigenous games. We will be having also performances which are being curated very, very specifically for this occasion. So you are welcome to enjoy all of that.
My name is Mamchi Emara. The title of my song is Dorua. Hachanaba Makaja Isamandi Huring Mana Sukuba Ekadambi Nio Boksori Riha Nio Brumsi Siha Jangi Jamarakapu Sidum si indiha